everybody, to the KPLS show. It's been a long time. We took a little bit of a break, but we are back. You already know who I am, Kung Fu Panda, your boy, sitting here with
you, dude, Land Shark, your cryptic killer. What's up, y'all? We missed y'all. I missed you, brother. It's been a minute.
I know, it's been a minute.
He showed up on the compound. I said, hey, man, I know a guy used to look just like you.
Yeah.
40 pounds lighter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
40 pounds lighter, but it's been many millennia since we've seen each other. My work's been crazy. His work's been crazy. Hectic schedules. So we're just wanting to catch up. I got stopped out and about in little old southeastern Kentucky yesterday and run into someone, a certain spooky clown's wife, asking if we were still doing the show and all that. So, and then I've had a buddy at work reach out and say, hey man, y'all have not done a show since the shooting episode. Work, y'all. Well, we do this for fun, and our wives don't always let us have all the fun.
Exactly.
So we have to do the honeydews and keep the family up. But we've both been training. We keep up with each other. We speak.
Yeah.
We speak probably once every other day, twice every other day,
Yeah.
and then I get on my kicks where I'll bug the hell out of him and message him and don't hear nothing back, and he does the same. So we're always talking. We're always out there. We're always planning the next big thing. Yeah. For the KPLS. We're not going anywhere. We're getting older, but we're still getting smarter with this. It might start going over to some different things. Like today is our first ever sit down and catch up and talk about comic books.
We haven't, I don't think we've done this yet.
We've not done a comic.
Talk about it ourselves.
Because, behind the scenes, we're both, and if you give you a scoop around the room here, I've got a Wolverine and Punisher wall over here. I've got my Batman DC wall over here with some Superman and some other characters sprayed it in. Got the Marvel wall right there. Huge, absolutely huge comic book nerds.
Yeah.
Got my man Spawn on the wall. Got Spawn on the safe. Huge Spawn fan. Todd McFarlane's is the man. Listen, we're a huge comic book geeks, so we're going to sit down today, catch up, give y'all a rundown on what's going on. Yep. My man's going to talk about how good his fitness journey is going on with the 40 pounds. Now, I know I said in May I was doing a 5K, but that had got canceled due to some of the people that do it in Roanoke, Virginia. They had a little problem with the family. I don't want to put their business out there, but there was some problem with some endorsements, money, whatever. They didn't do it. But I'm still working on losing weight myself. This is a extra large shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, the Punisher.
Yeah, always.
Army of One. Now his name's going to come up a lot when I start talking. We're actually sitting here chilling, going back to some old school vibes with something on the TV. We've turned it down a little bit, but we are watching, as we do this, Deadpool, Wolverine on Disney Plus.
Such a great movie.
Such a great movie. So my man's got a couple announcements. We're going to let him get that out of the way. And we're also going to talk some movies today, because I went and watched a recent movie. I'm going to let him. Yeah. He wanted me to get on here and really speak vividly about it, but I'm not going to yet because I need to see it one more time. But that'll be down here in a little bit in the episode. So, my man, let's talk about what's going to happen with you. And first of all, looking great, man.
Oh yes, it's good. I've started. This is about I'm getting ready to head into month 3 of my weight loss journey. I took 2 months, fixed my diet. I try to stay as close to 1,200 calories a day as I can.
Awesome.
Try to limit my eating to a certain time period.
Right.
And I've been working out like crazy at home.
Outstanding.
And it's trying to get the wife on it. But she's it's actually going along when we get it as a family.
But you both are very busy people.
Yeah, we're very busy.
We got to figure out a way, even as we can always get time for health in there because it betters us as people, betters us as parents.
Yeah.
So.
But, doing it as a family helps out a lot easier. Keep on track.
Right.
And I took it really serious this time.
Outstanding.
I've let my weight go out of control.
And still not smoking.
Yeah, I haven't smoked, and I'm going on 3 years. I haven't touched a cigarette.
That's outstanding.
Still chewing backer, and I'll work on that eventually.
Yeah, right. I don't trust a man that don't have a vice.
Exactly.
Nobody's perfect.
But no, it's come Brandon, the start of the new year. We're starting a little bit of our break, and I was doing a health stuff, looking at myself, and my weight really got out of control, and I got up to 390 at one point,
right.
And at that point I kind of realized something's got to change. And it's always kind of fluctuated between 380 and 390, but the last time I saw it was 390. So beginning of February, I started off as weighed myself at 381. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to do these 2 months, do everything right, and just tough it through it. And coming on today, I'm at 340.
Outstanding,
Yeah,
my friend.
so-
Outstanding.
And if I'm brave enough, I could show a before and like a before the start and this intern journey right up here.
Well,
if I feel brave enough, but I mean, I don't think the problem with it is like I don't see the change.
Right.
I just notice a little bit of my shirt starting to.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, the wife telling me she sees it every day. I switch every 2 weeks. I'm lifting heavy for 2 weeks
Yeah.
right now. Really working on trying to gain a lot of power back in my muscle mass, my strength. I want to get that going on, and I'm all natural. Like you got a lot of these guys that are in their 40s and their 50s. They look great, but they're doing TRT, they're doing
kinds of peptides and everything,
test and trend and all that crap. And I do everything all natural. I do a little pre-workout here and there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of diet. Actually maxed out the other day with a bad shoulder and a bum wrist right now. And I was right at 385 on bench, and that was by myself. The wife obviously broke it off. I pounded out 1.5 reps right there after my workout.
Yeah.
That's 41 going on 42.
Yeah.
He's seen the scar. I don't know if you've seen it. I had
Yeah.
2 major surgeries. So I'm switching between that and doing this Mike Mentioner workout.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you on it. It's a great workout. It's for people that don't run gears and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're just continuing to better ourselves, and we're doing all that. But let's get that boring shit out of the way.
Exactly.
We got it out of the way. We're doing good. Our health's up.
Yeah.
We're where we need to be. We're going on that right track.
Yeah. So I got a special announcement to you folks. Kung Fu Panda is going to make an appearance at Smoky Mountain Terror come May 30th.
And I'm a little upset because he's not going to be rocking the KPLS gear.
Oh, no,
he's not
no.
going to be rocking the KPLS armor. But what armor are you going to be rocking?
I'm the straight mobile infantry armor from Starship Troopers. Seth Gillum, who y'all might know as Clayton from Oz, or when he played on The Wire, or your youngins, you know him as Gabriel, the preacher from The Walking Dead.
Yes.
But I know him as Sugar Watkins from '97 Starship Troopers. So, and I'll post up a photo right up here too for this outfit I'm making.
I got to see a little behind the scenes. It looks good, man.
So I got the full outfit. Stabs is going as one too.
So she's going to do.
She's going with me. We're going to go there. We're going to take a photo op with him, and then
I'm still going to try to get to go. I'm not going to. I won't do the whole gear thing. I'll wear a good comic book shirt. Right now with work, I'm the only trainer we have, so I'm kind of stuck.
I understand.
Stuck behind the wall. We had one just quit the other day, so. If you're after watching and you're for my work, remember, I'm valuable.
But yeah, so May 30th, Smoky Mountain Terror in Kingsport, Tennessee. Kung Fu Panda will be there. I'd like to see you there. Stabs upset at me because I said we're going to walk up there in this horror convention in the Starship Trooper sci-fi outfit, and I'm going to walk up to Seth Gillum, and he's probably going to ask, "Oh, I know why you're here for." And I was like, "Yeah, I liked you in The Wire." That's what I'm going to say.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
He'd probably be pissed.
Oh gosh.
Oh, and another thing I haven't told you yet, and I'm going to tell you right now because I haven't told you. I've had at my work, our engineering department has 3D printed me, and I'll pick it up Monday, the rifle from the movie that's a full meter long.
So one thing I have to say that I'm really always jealous about is your and Stab's artsy creativity.
Yeah.
If y'all just heard that in the background, I think the wife might have killed the son. I don't know. I might have to hide a body after this. He's running in and out playing. So if you hear some things, it's pretty outside. He's finally getting out and getting some stuff. I've got him doing some dumbbell workouts and push-ups.
That's good.
We have a bad snake problem up here, and we live. I mean, as my man says, we live in the woods.
Yeah.
You've seen some of the compound. You've seen some of the places that we are. We live in the woods. So just the other day, the first day, when my wife killed a copperhead, and she was doing the Deion Sanders primetime dance. I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I killed a snake." I was like, "Where's it at?" It was a baby copperhead. Maybe that's a night crawler. You didn't kill an anaconda.
Exactly.
But so for him to earn money, he works out 5 days a week. He's doing 15 minutes on the bike, and this is plus him going out and playing.
Yeah.
His homework's up, his grades are up, so he's doing outstanding on a lot of things. And so to earn money, because we're flea market people,
Yeah.
we love going to the flea market. So for family days, what we usually do, we'll go to hunt, we'll go shoot, and hit the flea market up. He doing push-ups every night, dumbbell workout every night,
Yeah.
and then doing some bike. And I'm just so happy and ecstatic with watching his development and watching the effort he's putting into everything. Blows my mind.
That's always awesome.
So, but as I was saying, you listen, man, your all's creativity.
Yep.
I'm always so jealous of that. I think I'll have a good a good Halloween costume. Like I've put some effort into this. Although my Wolverine costume was dope.
That was dope.
They did show up as a friggin' Deadite and female Ash with the actual Book of the Dead.
Yep.
I mean, just the creativity is always awesome. It's always great, man. Hats off to y'all's costumes and cosplay.
Keep a lookout for that. You're probably see the only 2 Starship Troopers in a whole horror con come.
So let's get some pictures.
Yep.
Make sure you take a couple of pictures.
I'll take a couple pictures.
And we'll definitely get it posted, and that way we can get it on. And then we're going to get back into our social media game too.
Yeah.
We got to get that up. And this is what we're doing. We're trying to catch up, trying to let y'all know what's been going on, trying to let y'all know what's coming down the pipe, because we're also halfway to Halloween.
Yes, we are.
We're going to talk a little bit about that today also. We've talked about it, and I guess we'll make the announcement here and now.
Yep.
This will be our last, and that is even if we go this year, we're still got to get together and talk to them and all that. But like I said, I run into a spooky clown's wife yesterday, and she asked if we were coming. This will be our last time of going through the Haunted Trail of Chaos and videoing it. One thing that's taken away from the love that we have for Halloween, and that's really getting to experience it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And another thing is we dedicate our time to these folks, and we want to branch out and go other places. We want to say, and listen, by all means, we're humble human beings. Yeah. We appreciate everything those people have done over there. They're great folks. Y'all need to go out and see them every year. We're still going to go through. I'll go through this year. They'll actually get some money from us, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, they're dope people. Yeah. When we go, I think they'll let us go ahead and walk through. They're great folks, man. And so
I agree with you. I think it's about time we move into another direction. We try to branch out in some other things.
Yeah,
there's other places that do stuff that we didn't really get a chance to see because we got put all of our scheduling in one.
And I mean even so with your job.
Yeah.
With being the trainer.
Yeah.
October's my football season.
Exactly. I have no time.
Friday night lights in Kentucky is a thing. We might not rival Tennessee or Texas, Florida, talent wise, but pageantry and love, we got it for Friday Night Lights. You know what I'm saying? We got some good talent too, but Texas and all those Friday Night Lights. That's different. Those are breeding grounds for NFL players.
Oh yeah.
But we love our Friday Night Lights, so that's a busy time for you.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get that in. I mean, we're still 2 or 3 steps away from winning the lottery and retiring.
Exactly.
Doing this full time, but also we've talked about we want to do some movie marathons.
Yep.
We want to do a good camp out, and since I've been on the hill, I've been wanting to get a screen, a projector, and watch some outdoor movies. And do that during the Halloween months. And I think we're going to do that this year, and we'll video that. You'll have some clips of that. Have some people invited up, and then maybe this could possibly be the last year of the Land Shark Halloween party, and definitely got to get you all some clips of that. There's usually some adult beverages, so we have to do it carefully. Don't want to put people's business out there because there is people that come that are deputies and stuff like that we train with. So, but we're still going to do our Halloween stuff because originally we got into this for the cryptids.
Yep.
It was the KPLS Cryptid Horror and Survival Hour.
Yep.
I still love that moniker. I still love that name, but right now it's just turned into the KPLS show, the Kung Fu Panda and Land Shark show, which we talk about training, we talk about guns. Today we're going to talk about comic books. When we get through rambling on, we're going to get to that. We talk about survival. We've been camping, so we will dedicate certain weeks, certain months to certain things, but we want to branch out. And like I said, we appreciate everything that those folks over there have done, but we want to go. There's one right down the road that it's in Berea that's 365 days a year. That is one of the best horror shows in the state of Kentucky that we've not got to go to because of dedicating. And then, we can go see Ferriston's. We was afraid to go to Ferriston's a lot because, you're treading on enemy ground. It's like, being a blood walking around on crypt territory, or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So we want to just branch out. We want to start putting more money and things into the show. The camper's still there. The room's starting to look great. The office is looking good. I'm starting to make it look more like an office. I'm getting a few more things I'm going to get put in here to kind of help look that. So we're at a crossroads on what we're going to do there. Every time I go somewhere, I find something new to cover the walls. Eventually, you're going to see what color the walls are. So we're not going nowhere. not changing everything. We'll still have some cryptid shows because your boy loves cryptid. And that's some of the things you're going to talk about with your comic books that you like, how they've pushed some of the ones you like, push the narrative of movies. And flush that out. You know, and Dark Horse, you know, they got a lot of monster comic books.
Yes, they do.
So we can do monster months. We're going to do, still do our halfway to Halloween. We're still going to do October slasher month. You know what I'm saying? We're still going to do that. And there's a lot of horror movies coming down the pipe still. This is going to be a good year for one. I went and watched one the other day, right along with the lines of my favorite genre. So we're going to continue to do us. We're going to get a lot more training.
Yes, we are.
You're going to see, I'm actually working on my battle rifle right now. It's almost done.
It's looking pretty good.
I got 2 more parts to put on it. I'll reveal that. Last night I was messaging him, hey man, I'm working on my kit again. When I finally get it completely done and satisfied with it, there's a few pieces I got to move around. I don't even post that. My real, actual, not zombie, not none of that. My real, actual shit hit the fan kit. It's before anybody gets started. It's a plate 3, or it's a grade 3 plate carrier. It holds up to some pretty big rounds. I bought it from a military person. It's seen a little bit of private sector action. It's a black vest, and it's set up, you know, for that. We train for that. So that's just a few things. So let's get into some fun stuff. The stuff that got us started. Let's talk some movies. Talk some comic books. And I want to talk about a movie I went and watched.
So I gotta ask you some things about this. You were super excited to watch this film. I seen trailers to it. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go in theater and see it yet. It's still out right now. We're not going to give a whole lot of spoilers out on this.
No, I'm not going to give spoilers out. No.
For a zombie genre that a trailer made it look like we're going straight folk tale zombies. Vampires. But
I've watched a lot of zombie stuff lately.
Exactly. Speaking of which, I have too. But going down and doing a lot of actual lore-based folk-style vampire, and I expected a lot of great things out of it. And you told me you left wanting more. You were like more disappointed that you didn't get enough. So what was going on? What happened?
Okay, so we're talking about the Michael B. Jordan movie Sinners. I went and watched that. And now listen, before I start getting hate, I didn't hate the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. And I think my problem with the movie was I went in expecting a perfect 10 out of 10. And I had myself overhyped. Comic accurate Wolverine. You little Hurdy Lou Written. I had myself overhyped. I even told him that night I had to come back in and watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
Just to get some vampires.
So there's some artsy stuff to the movie. With the way that they sold the blues. And I'm a blues. Buddy Guy's one of my favorite guitarists. I love the blues. I love harmonicas. I love the sound of the steel guitar. Okay, I love that. And I love how the crossroads of blues intertwines with horror. It intertwines with evil sometimes. You know, because you hear a lot of stories of people going and selling their soul to become that artist, to get out of the poverty, get out of the horrible situation that they were in, because in the movie it's in the 20s and in the South, so they're still picking cotton in the movies. And Michael B. Jordan plays 2 twin brothers, Smoke and Stack. Smoke's my dude, double wielding 1911s. They're both veterans of the World War. And there's some Klan in it, and the Klan actually get what they deserve at the end of it. And I won't go into a whole lot. But the action could have been a little better. It wasn't as long as it could have been. And the wife thinks they could have done 2 movies and being right there.
You know, when we had that phone call after you watched the movie, you said it's like there was just so much exposition in this movie, you didn't get what you really wanted to watch in that whole hour and a half. And
then once again, that could have been Landshark's fault, because he went I hadn't been to the movies in a while. We've been streaming everything just to stay in, and it's cheaper to spend the $20 on demand, get some candies, and have a drink at the house. But we wanted to go out and watch it. We went as a date night, and now, like I said, I still give it a 7.5 or 7.9. I say 7.9 out of 10. Because of they stay true to some really good lineage. There's a lot of garlic situations in it. There's a lot of asking to come in situations in it. And the voodoo woman in it, who is actually Smoke's woman, is I love her character. And then there's a lot of music in it. I'm not one that's ever been big in, like, even there's an Irish jig in it. There's some really good blues playing in it, which I expected because it's about that. But I called him. I was like, this is one damn song away from being a musical. But before I really give a rating, and that's just a half-ass rating right now. I'm going to rewatch it. I would love to watch it together. That way we can bounce each other's opinions off of it and be able to talk about it on the show. But it was good. I mean, for a vampire movie, I'm always excited to watch a vampire movie. I mean, it was better than a lot of other things that's come out. You know, that they try to pass off. It's 10-1 better than the Tom Cruise Mummy movie or anything they try to pass out like that. Now, Michael B. Jordan, I don't like the way that the situation happened with Creed because I'm a Stallone guy. I mean, Rambo's got his own little memorial up there. And I love the Rocky movies. I've actually got a couple of Rocky things that's coming that I'm going to put up. There's going to be a Rocky Funko Pop right behind me on the figure table here that I'm blocking. I didn't like the way that went. But let me tell you, the Ryan guy that does the directing in this, he's great. He does a good job. The lead vampire was awesome. There's a lot of parts in it that people are saying cringe now. One part's become a meme where Haley Steinfeld, who is engaged to Josh Allen, good job Josh Allen, she makes a comment about her coups and some sex in it, and that's become an actual meme. And if you watch, or if you're anytime on Facebook, you've seen this. It's cringe to make people gag or whatever. And I thought it was hilarious. It cracked me up, and everybody in the damn theaters laughed. But I don't know. I think I was expecting more action the way it was sold, and especially with. I love the fact that the brothers were being portrayed as veterans. But there's some really cool scenes in it, man. I think I was expecting more gunplay too, because in the scenes you see in the trailers.
Do you think
he's packing a Tommy and all that? But he does use Tommy. He does use a BAR also.
I got a kind of opinion on that. I mean, do you think is it just because how all this horror genres we've grown up with, it's always just jam-packed action for so long that we just can't stand to watch?
Maybe because this movie does take the time to tell a story.
And
it's a great story. And I mean, it's shot really well done. And I think it's not the movie, it was me. It's one of those, it's not, it sounds like a bad breakup, I know. It was more me than the movie. But still a great movie, still worth the time of going to see it. And like I said, I'm even already ready to rewatch it. I'm really going to do that. Michael B. Jordan acts his ass off per usual. He's a great actor.
So going with that, comparing that, did you ever finish Nosferatu yet?
I did.
I
didn't get completely through, but I'm pretty far into it. The only, and this is nitpick, I don't know if I told you this, the only thing that me and my wife was talking about, that if I was going to nitpick anything and say anything about it, was when he first starts talking, the Count, the audio on him where they're making it so deep and so demonic, you have to kind of... But that's just a nitpick.
But it's also him trying to speak through an accent too at the same time. I got you.
And it's kind of meant to be that way. Still an outstanding movie.
It's kind of one, from what you were telling me about Sinners compared to that, you got like within the first 20 minutes, there you go. We're dealing with all the vampires.
Right.
This one, you said it took almost towards the end of the movie.
Well, so you see the first Remrick, who's the first vampire, who's actually the lead vampire. I think you see him within 25 to 30 minutes, and then he builds up his little army. And there's some badass scenes in it. There's some cool fight scenes in it. It just happens like that. And then kind of when it happens, everything's kind of thrown together and you're watching a lot. But I want to watch it again. And then like I said, the 7.9 is me right now just kind of giving it that score to give it a score and still blaming it on myself.
So this is our first land shark needing a double take. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm going to get it. I'm going back for seconds. And it's not because I need to watch it again. It's not. I want to, but it's also like you said. I need that double take. I need to rewatch it. And I'm probably going to as soon as it comes on video on demand, I'm going to pay the $20 and watch it.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you my actual proper score on it.
I got you.
The fight scene. I love this fight scene.
Exactly.
So let's get in to the first ever sit down between the KPLS boys and talk about some comic books. Comic books as we're watching Wolverine and Deadpool. You got them right over here beside my man right here. They're getting ready to have the big fight scene between the two of them. They just now met with the 20th Century Fox sign behind him.
This was a long time coming too.
This was, and then the outfit. Yeah, like there's so much that goes on in this movie. It's like this movie, they was able to put so much in.
Yeah.
And like with Sinners, I went in expecting something like this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It just never got there for me. So I really watch it. But I digress. And look, I mean, like you said, there's so much going on right here.
Yeah.
And this is what's needed. This holds true to the comics.
Yep.
Very much so.
You know, without Ryan Reynolds, we would never had another Wolverine.
Right.
Wolverine would Hugh Jackman would have been done.
Yeah, he'd been done. Although now we won't give spoilers on this.
Oh yeah, it's been out so long. If you haven't watched Deadpool versus Wolverine, what are you doing with your life?
That's your damn fault. But Cavalry.
Yeah. The Cavalry. Yep.
I would love to see him.
Rumor is he'll be in Secret Wars.
I thought
Endgame.
Not Endgame, but Werewolf Hulk or something like that, right? He was supposed to play Wolverine in the Hulk movie.
The one. It's the one. What's the newest one coming out where Doctor Doom is played by?
Yeah. So is it Robert Downey Jr. Is this? I think it's Secret Wars. I'm not for sure.
If it's Secret, I think it's the Secret Wars because they're combined the whole multiverses all into one.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot going to be coming down the pipe here. I don't know how you feel about it. I'm not a Fantastic Four guy anyway. I don't like the throwback look of the new one. I'm going back to the 70s. I get what they're doing because that was just the genre.
About 15 minutes. My Johnny, is it Johnny Storm?
Yeah, Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm was right. Come get ready to show up.
Yeah.
I about to say Johnny Blaze. I was like, that's Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's right. So okay, let's talk comics. And I'm not more of the mainstream guy, but I guess all of my favorites are mainstream. So you go first.
So
since you're more of the alt guy.
I've always been an alt guy, and I think that's because I'm younger, and you got to go through a prime of being able to
go through the golden era,
and I didn't. So a lot of that stuff's been I can't afford to get because a lot of them are more expensive, or it's hand-me-downs and I have to go look. I think I got a chance to start with a series and actually develop it through, fall in love with whatever characters and follow it through. So I've always been the ones that go to comic book shops and I just check out some, I see what they have, what kind of oddball ones they got. I've always been a Dark Horse guy because they do some stuff that I like. Because I'm a sci-fi guy.
Yes, you are.
And they like to flesh out universes of sci-fi movies. And I've always been like, I have a big collection of Prometheus, Predator, and Alien Dark Horse comics.
Right.
And I absolutely love them. And also, hell, I even got a Starship Troopers comic book.
Those are few.
Yeah, I got those, and I like how they just flesh out universes of movies.
The shirts,
exactly.
They're rocking the.
And I always felt like Dark Horse to me. It gets you when you watch a movie, you want, and it's like say that one good off movie, and they never make another sequel or anything. And you just always wanted more.
Right.
Alien, for example, there's so much backstory. It's like I kind of want to know what's going on here, and then Dark Horse will make the comic book of Had Least Hope before with Newton all with everything happening beforehand, before Ripley gets there, and all that stuff.
And it's good to. It's just easier to get more story out of the comic book.
Exactly.
You can only do a movie for 2 to 3 hours at the most.
Yep.
And then you're not going to make your money back. They can do an hour and a half movie, and then sell the comics,
Yep.
and you get more story.
Exactly. Their Predator comic, they did get backstory of the pistol from Predator 2
Yeah.
with a pirate.
Yeah.
No, Prey decided to change that up on us. But, to each its own. And it's like that. As a young guy, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
I have a bunch of Conan comics, and I think it's awful. He's awesome. He's brutal.
Yes. That's a really good universe.
Yes.
If you like sorcery and swords.
It's. I felt like Dark Horse can get a massive brutality in every one of their series,
Right.
not just a one-shot series with
Right.
a certain artist
Absolutely.
and writer.
Yeah.
That's not nothing against Marvel and DC. I like Marvel and DC stuff, but I'm kind of a nitpicky because the stuff I got, the latest run is like the latest Marvel I got is the latest run of Old Man Logan, which I fell in love with, which is very dark.
Right.
And,
Listen, they had a run here
Yeah.
recently with Wolverine versus Predator.
Yeah.
That was rock and roll, and it was more of a dark.
Now, I do say Marvel and DC has some really good crossovers too.
Yes, they have, and I mean, and the further you go, like these had a DC crossover with Godzilla,
Yeah, exactly.
and that beast does
But,
work, man. That's just a creature. Why we didn't do a Gaiju episode?
Exactly.
I mean,
we
with your Asian
do.
culture, why haven't we done one yet?
Oh my god! Because we do that, you're gonna get your Godzilla and run it through the dang room, and I'm gonna get very offended at this. It happened once already. Okay, but yeah, it's just I find this hard to talk about because like one of my favorite Marvel series is the Deadpool Kills universe, where he kills Deadpool. He kills the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
He kills the writers of the universe. Then he kills every single Deadpool, so that we know there's only one Deadpool, and it's our Deadpool.
Right.
It's like that stuff, and of course, Marvel Zombies was good. It could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. But
so when you get into a lot of those spin-offs with Marvel, I don't like a lot of them right now. I do like some DC, and DC's universes have blew up. You've got a lot of different continents. You've got a lot of different universes in DC, and a lot of different spin-offs. Like the recent spin-off of Batman, the recent new Batman, Absolute Batman, which you have the Absolute series now. Holy hell. The Absolute Batman series is one of the best runs of Bruce. You still get Bruce Wayne, but he's a different Bruce Wayne. He's 6'7", 250 pounds of pure mass. He's a monster of a man. He's brutal with his tactics. He doesn't kill you, but his bat symbol turns into a battle axe.
Yeah.
And just the story of Absolute Batman has been so entertaining to me.
Yeah.
It's just, and he's not rich. His mom's alive. It's a different story. Comic Historian on YouTube does good covers of it.
Yeah.
They tell you the story. If you ain't got time to read it, or you just want to work out, I like listening to it while I'm on stationary bike.
Yeah.
The Absolute Batman spinoff has been great for me. And like Marvel, they get into a lot, like you say, the zombies and the What If series. One of my favorite comic books, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it growing up, but is What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires. And it was really, really good. It was a really interesting read.
Oh, not to cut you off, I just now think because you talk about zombies and all the what ifs and what ifs. My absolute favorite Dark Horse comic that should have been a film was in production and then they canceled it. Was a short 5-issue run. Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and it should have happened. And it was an amazing storyline, and then we were never going to get that again.
Yeah, and it goes into saying how Jason's a deadite.
Yeah.
And so they got another a motion. It goes on YouTube. I don't know who does it, but it tells a great story. The guy's voiceover was awesome.
Yep.
But it is a interesting, hell of a fun time.
Exactly.
And I mean, and then Dark Horse has done some Jason versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
Jason versus Leatherface.
Yep.
There's some really interesting stories out there that Dark Horse has put out, and I don't know how long they've done the run. I think they've done a run of my man up here. You can't see him. Michael Craven, aka Deathblow. He was an Image guy of Team 7. He had some runs with Grifter, who is now, I think he's a DC character now. I love his first story arc of a man, a soldier that had cancer, and then ends up finding the Holy Grail and fighting off the seven horsemen of the apocalypse. It's a really good run, or the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I'm sorry. It's a really good run of a different type of comic book and a little long comic book. I actually got the dude as a screensaver right now, and I love the look. He always took the blood and run it down his eyes. It's a really cool look. That was a good one.
Yep.
And that's some alt comics. You know, those, like you said, I was lucky growing up in the 90s.
Yeah.
When a lot of comic books were coming around in different styles and different genres and just dark content.
Yeah.
And then you had your light content of X-Men coming to mainstream. You had Spider-Man cartoon on Saturday morning, you know. So there was some really good, dope content. I'm always going to be a Wolverine guy. He's one of my top guys. So with that being said, got a dinner woman. Let's do we can do a 5. Can you do a 5? Let's hear the Kung Fu Panda top 5 comic book characters.
Comic book characters.
And let's do this. We won't do runs because, like, obviously one of mine's going to be the Punisher. And he's had so many different runs, like the Garth Ennis Max Punisher run. If you like violence, you like the Punisher, find the Garth Ennis Max Punisher run.
So are you saying character in general?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
5 characters. Give me your 5.
Okay.
Whether it's from DC, Image, Wildstorm, Dark Horse, Marvel, whatever it may be.
Okay. My number 1 is Ash Williams and any of his runs. Right. If you haven't watched the Ash vs. Evil Dead in space, haven't read it, the space one, it's kind of epic. So
then he counts as a comic book character. Although he started off as a movie character, he was able to go over into the comic book genre. So he starts.
So because I'm a Dark Horse man.
Right.
2, like the later Conan got really brutal.
Yeah.
And that's why I really enjoy him. Now I'm going to go into some of my Marvel guys. So I got 3 more, which is probably going to end up being a little bit Marvel DC. Deadpool, I love him. I think he's one of the. I can never put him at the top because he's just too mainframe now. Years ago, before the movies ever came out, I could put him at top. But now it's just kind of like when you see your hero everywhere now, is he really a 10 anymore?
Right.
You know, it's kind of like that. I am going to do a stipulation, and because I haven't read too much. I like Wolverine. I don't care for some of his lighter material. Right. But I like him when he's Old Man Logan. So I'm going to say Old Man Logan is my number 4. Number 5, I really like Deathstroke. Yeah, I like the villain. I think the DC villains are pretty much better than the heroes most of the time.
Slade Wilson, who the writer from Deadpool loved Deathstroke so much he created Wade Wilson, a.k.a. the Terminator X.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So I'd say that's my top 5.
All right, so mine starts out a little more mainstream.
Yep.
Number 1 is Mr. Francis Castelloni.
Yep.
He's not the first comic book character I liked, but I resonated more with him when I was going through a murder. One of my favorite people in my life, as we've talked about it once or twice before on the episode, was killed. I needed to find a way to cope with it. I turned to comic books, and I got through a lot of it with Frank Castle, and then the 85 version of, I think it was 85. Is it 85 or 87? Played by Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
I had that VHS.
The sick Punisher.
Sick, where he looked like he had the flu the whole time. And I run that thing until it was warped. Now, there used to be these things called VHS. They would go into a box, what's called a VCR. But I warped that thing, dude. I still got it down here on DVD. I got hit. Rest in peace, Mr. Ray Stevenson, who was over the top. I love that movie.
Most accurate
and then the
depiction.
I think so, yeah. And then I got the Instigator one with Thomas Jane, who was more of an instigator than a Punisher, but he done his own Dirty Laundry on YouTube, and it was a great little run of a good little flick of the Punisher. Almost 20 minutes long, in fact. But it was a great one. But anyways, number 1.
Yeah.
Francis Castelloni, the Punisher. A very close second is Bruce Wayne, Batman himself. I love Batman, just his story arcs. One of my favorite things used to be, if I didn't have football practice as a kid, when I was in elementary school, to get off, I would clean my room, and while I cleaned my room up, I would watch Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I loved that cartoon. And then I remember being young with my uncle when the 1989 Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman come out, and I wanted all the figures, I wanted all the shirts.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I love that. I just love everything about Batman. And now 2 and 3 for me are very close. All of mine are very close because at any given time I could favor one more than the other.
Yeah.
It's just Punisher's always going to be one.
Yeah.
Because he's a gun guy. I'm a gun guy.
Exactly.
I mean, and at 3, you've already mentioned it. I love Logan.
Yeah.
I love Wolverine. I get into more of his story arcs than you do.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's had runs with the Punisher. He's had runs with Deadpool. He's had runs with the Predator. I love Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
I love Wolverine. That's going to be number 3 for me. Now, we're going to go off the beaten path here. I've done some Marvel, DC. At number 4, I absolutely love Spawn.
Right there.
Yeah, I moved him right there. I want him to be one of the first guys you see. I love the Spawn Image comic books.
Yeah.
I had every one of them once upon a time, and as you grow older, you lose things, you move, this and that. I got out of, for most of my 20s, I was in and out of comic books, but I love the Spawn.
Yeah.
Spawn Batman crossover was one of the best, my favorite books of all time. I love Spawn. I love Al Simmons. I love how in depth it goes. I love the fact that he had to battle his way from hell, and he means well. He means well. He come back for love. Great character. I love the character of Spawn. So that's number 4. And plus, he's got magics. He's got chains. He's got demonic powers. But what's the first thing he went and grabbed when he got back to Earth? Firepower.
Yeah.
Let's go give me something with some gunpowder.
Yeah.
Because that's what he knew. And it's a guilty passion.
Yeah.
The 96, Michael Jai White. Spawn. It was
Yeah.
funny as shit, but I love Michael Jai White as an actor. I love the fact that he's a true badass in real life. I love him as Spawn. Supposedly we'll get one with Jamie Foxx. We're still waiting to see. I've not seen any stills. I've not seen nothing. I'm on all the Spawn message boards. So if you know anything, if you got any info on that movie, push it to us. I'm excited as I'll get at about this. And then at 5. I can go so many different ways at 5, and I'm looking around the room here and say who I would say. It would either come down between The Crow, which started out as a comic book, or Deathblow. And those are both alt industry, alt companies in the industry. Deathblow was an Image guy, as I said. So it would be one of those two. Y'all know my feelings of the new Crow movie, but the original Crow movie, you can't beat that.
Oh, you can't beat that.
And I guess there's been a couple of new runs of Deathblow, and I would really like to get into that. And I mean, maybe as I get older and get more time on my hands, hopefully I can get into them. But I love that character. I love the fact that he's a military guy, special forces guy, big hulking dude. So that's kind of cool. And then when he got the Holy Grail, he got him a little bit of powers. So I like that. He still relies on gunpowder and his ability as a soldier. So,
but you're like me. We don't. Do we like Superman? Yeah, but do we really see ourselves like wanting to follow him? No, that's not true justice. Letting everybody have to go to jail. What is true justice?
Yeah,
putting in the dirt.
Yeah, right. Batman, he is that guy, but there's been some pretty dark stories of Batman. Yeah. And I like the fact that with Frank Castle and with Bruce Wayne, when you break them down to the bare bones, one's got special abilities and is not special abilities, but just special training, ex-Marine and all that, and the other one was a billionaire who traveled all over and learned all these unique fighting skills and learned how to be the world's best detective. But Superman himself once said, given time, Bruce Wayne is the most dangerous individual in the world.
Yep.
And that's a human being. And he said individual. So out of everybody, Bruce Wayne scares him more than anything. But when you break them down, regular humans, man,
Yep.
going above and beyond to do whatever it's taking.
Doing
So,
what they see is true justice.
all right, so hey, there's our countdown of
Yep.
comic books. I believe that's enough time we're going to take for y'all today.
Yep.
We got some things to do. I'm going to make him help me hang up a floodlight.
Yeah,
I gotta sit there.
I don't show up for a while. First thing he says, I got to put you to work.
Yeah, come on, young lad. We gotta find a place to put it.
Yeah.
I'll find a place to put it up. I just need help. Where should I position it?
Yeah.
But anyways, love talking to y'all. We're going to be back. We're going to be back. Hopefully, we start releasing more outdoors and activity content.
Yeah.
Coming to y'all again on a regular basis, catching that momentum back. We'll get back into some gear of the week.
Yep.
I will release the battle rifle here
Yep.
in a couple of weeks when we do it. Like I said, I got a few more parts that I'm going to add to it, and hope y'all like it. You could do always doing a product of the week
Yep.
if we can, a piece of gear of the week. So hey, brother,
Always can.
it's good to be back.
Yep.
We're going to come back at you with some more content, as we said. Thank you all for everything that y'all do with the subscribes, the comments, this and that. Love you all.
Yep.
Thanks everything. So as always, this is your man Landshark saying it's better to have it, not need it, need it, not have it, so you better go grab it.
Like Uncle Ben always says, you ain't got time to bleed. Keep on moving.
Keep on moving, rock and roll. Woo! We're back.